Hey everyone, welcome back, welcome back. Hello out there to all of FEM Talk Nation. We are glad you are here. It is Tuesday evening, and you know what that means. It is time for FEM Talk. So I'm going to bring in the beautiful ladies of FEM Talk. Without any further delay, we have Dr. Mimi Melissa Simmons.
Hello, FEM Nation. Woo-hoo-hoo.
And we also have Shima She Talks.
Hey, Fem Talkers.
All right, ladies, are you excited for this show?
I'm always excited.
It's time to get it started. We want to talk about what we always bring you first, everybody. What is it?
It's our hot topic. And today's hot topic is a little sports and a little music mixed in. You know, we've been doing a little edutainment this month. Well, we are talking about Mr. Usher Raymond and how he is going to be doing the halftime show at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas at that. I need to be going there. Let's talk about it.
Oh, you use his government name.
I know.
That's my boyfriend.
Yes. I saw. Oh, that's her boyfriend.
That's her boyfriend.
Well, your boyfriend has a new album cover, and it has his bare back with all them nice muscles and a few jewels hanging down with the cross, and he's holding a peach, and it's called Coming Home. So hopefully, I don't know. You know how they do Super Bowl. He may do some new stuff. He may not. But what I'm hoping for is to see the skating. I hope they build some kind of platform or stage where he can skate and bring some more ATL there so they can skate.
Yes.
And in my mind, they could turn it into a whole cascade for all I care. I would love it.
Take it old school.
Yes. What do you guys want to see him do besides be sexy and dance?
I would love
right there.
Yeah. I would love to see him be on the stage with Little John and
the Yin Yang twins.
Yeah.
And I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
You just can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with Usher though. You really can't.
No.
He has
so many hits.
Yeah.
I think he's like Rihanna in that you don't know how many hits Usher has until you hear him go through the repertoire, and you go, "Oh my God, he got that! That's him! That's you know." I think it's going to be that kind of excitement with him, and his dancing is just. So I can't imagine he's not going to like show up, show out. You know, it's going to be good.
Hope so.
I think it's going to be amazing because he's coming off of his residency and going straight into that and then releasing the album, or the album should come out before then. So he's going to be promoting like crazy.
Right.
Right. That's right, Brandy. His confessions to himself. Don't have no more. Even though that album was amazing.
It was so good.
Great.
Yeah, and they just recently, just off of this news, the radio station down here just did like a whole tribute to him, and they play his music like all afternoon, and I was like, "Oh, that song! Oh, that song!" I couldn't get enough of it because sometimes you forget about some of the music until they start to play it on the radio. But I love that song. Okay, so you guys know I'll start singing. Even though here we go.
On, sing, girl. Go on, let your Usher go.
Forever. You know that song?
Say it again.
It goes, I hate that we forgot about forever. Something about being together. We're not good, but we're still good.
No.
You never, that's an Usher song. We're not good, but we're still good. Oh my God, I love that song. But anyway.
Well, they said good is gonna be one of the songs that's gonna be on the new album. So if that's I guess it's a revisit or a revamp of it. But we'll take it. You know, that album, when I read it, it said 20 tracks are on there. You know, he is good for giving you a good 15 to 18 tracks. So you got 20 coming on this one.
And what I love about him too is he can give you a ballad, he can give you a pop
Yes.
song,
Yes.
he mixes in like techno, like he does just the gamut. He runs the gamut in his music. So I can't wait to see what he's gonna do on Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I gotta say this before we end this hot topic. Ursha, baby.
Of course. Of course. Well, before we even end the hot topic, since it was a Super Bowl hot topic, what are you guys' favorite Super Bowl performances?
Favorite Super Bowl? I'll let Tracy go first.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm gonna always go with my man Michael Jackson all day, every day, probably for everything. I love Michael Jackson. Always will.
Oh my God, I don't think I could pick one.
My two faves is Beyonce and Prince. Prince killed it. I mean, absolutely killed it. So that's my fave right now.
It's hard for me to pick because I love all of them. So it's like bits and pieces of everything. I think on the list that we were talking about earlier, the hip hop one with Dr. Dre and all of them. Well, yeah. And the boob. Yeah. Hey, somebody just told me that she was 40 when that happened. That's 17 years
it's still top. It's still like, you know, if you look at the rankings, it's still top 10. I mean, boob and all, people still liked it. So, hey.
Whether it was a 40-year-old boob or just a boob, they was happy to see it.
They was happy to see it, you know.
And talk about it for months and months after.
And let's give credit to her because she does not look her age.
She does not
no,
age. She
beautiful.
ages well.
Yes, absolutely.
Very well. So, what are we talking about today, ladies? Dr. Mimi Simmons, you got something for us to talk about?
I do got something for y'all. I got something for y'all. Are y'all ready for some football?
That's usually basketball, but okay.
Sports.
That's basketball, but
I'm gonna be like Kelly Clarkson. Sports ball.
I'm screaming too much. Take a little sip. But we have some football tonight. We're gonna talk about the FEM Talk Fantasy Football League. We done started. I'm looking for the commissioner to come and join me for a conversation. So, Mr. Commissioner, where are you? Where are you?
He's gonna make a grand entrance.
A grand entrance. Come on and sit down, the commish.
Give me some room in the broadcast booth.
All right now.
Get into the broadcast booth.
There him go. Repping the Steelers. I see you got your Steelers jersey on.
I do. Yes,
I want to know what the commissioner got to say about
my Super Bowl champion Steelers jersey.
So we decided that it was time for the FEM Talk Nation to join into all the fun with fantasy football. So, Commissioner, tell us how we doing. Tell us how we doing.
Before we even get to that, let me tell you, these women have showed out. This one right here is in front of the TV from Thursday night for Thursday night football. The first weekend she was in the room. She was in the room separate from me. She got her phone out, checking her team. She got the TV on. She is watching.
Look, I get alerts at night. 11 o'clock, I'm checking.
She get the ESPN alerts. I don't even get the ESPN alerts. Wow. Her phone is going on.
Look, we playing it now.
But the league is going really well. The women are doing really well. There's one our cousin is
I gotta tell y'all about
she is on. She was watching. I saw her name come up that she was watching. But she is 3-0. And we'll come back and tell you her theory and her way that she picks her team because it's unorthodox.
Look, we as FEM Talk Nation and the ladies. They go to standing. So tell us the standing.
Okay, so I Am Panama is 3-0, and that is our cousin Selena Roberts who's watching. Hi, Selena. In second place is a three-way tie for second. That's the Broadway Dogs. That's your producer Nick's team. alien superstars is Ashley Simmons and girl boss Mimi. You know who that is. She's very upset that she was 2-0 and she lost this week. So she was very upset that she suffered a loss. And as you see me there down there, the commissioner, I am 1-2. But the season's early and there's always time to come back.
That's right.
It's a long season, but it's been a lot of fun. It makes the game so much more exciting. She's watching the game. She's screaming at the TV just like I do. So she has gone all in on this Prep Talk Fantasy Football League.
Yes.
Ladies, I hope you are hearing what this man has said. She is all in, and they're doing it together. So you better get a hold of this.
All in. Let me tell you something.
Football thing. So
I need to go one of like this, ladies. Listen.
Right.
Listen, ladies. Y'all want to get your man all interested? Y'all need to play some fantasy football. I'm just saying. My husband looked at me that first and he said, "This is a little sexy for me." I said, "That's right, boom, boom. Now get out the way because my guy's playing right now."
Yeah, but she kicks me out the room now, so I don't know how sexy that is because I'm like, she kicks me out the room.
Look, you can't give them all at the beginning. You gotta tease a little bit. A little tease.
You get a little bit and take a little bit back.
I love
it. That's another show. But anyway.
Right. I love it though.
I will say it was hard. You thought it was gonna be hard. But once you start, you learn it. Like it's 1, 2, 3. You learn it as soon as you start. You learn it because it kind of the app helps you. You kind of get in the flow after the first game. You're right there. There's no. It's the learning curve. As much as I thought it was going to be a huge learning curve, it's not that. It's not that deep.
That's awesome.
Yes, it wasn't. So I'm gonna get into I am Panama's selecting of her team theory.
Oh my gosh.
So Melissa was 2-0, Selena was 2-0, Selena won, she was 3-0. Melissa lost last week. So she's 2-1. So she immediately looked at the standings and saw that her cousin was 3-0. She said, "Oh, she's getting help." She says, "No way, she doesn't know football." And so
because she come now she was like, "I don't know football, I don't know players, I don't know what I'm doing." Right before the draft, she called. She's, "I'm confused. I don't know." It was like, okay, what are we doing? So
we had a little text
because I threw the flag. I threw the flag.
Yeah, she threw a flag saying this cheating. You need investigation. And so I started texting saying that we have to investigate this. And so she called me, and she said, "This is how She said, "Listen, this is how I picked my team." She goes, "Hold on," and I got the text, so I need to read it. Goes. She picks up players from just what their rankings are on the ESPN app. That's the first step. The second step is some of the choices is the color of their jersey.
Tracy.
I love it.
The third criteria is what state they're from. Who does that?
Somebody
geography matters.
But this was the kicker. The fourth one is the name of the player. If she has a friend by the same name, she takes that player. And if she likes that friend, she'll take that player. If she doesn't like the name if it's somebody that she doesn't like the name, she don't pick them.
I love her method.
But she's 3-0. And
she also said she also goes by the number. If she liked their number,
the number on their jersey.
If
okay,
she like
I got one thing.
Or the color. The light skin, or she gonna pick up the light skin.
I got something to say to her. Energy is everything. She just came in with the right energy, and she's at the top right now. So come on, Selena. I love it.
She said she doesn't understand. First down, second down.
None of it.
That's all right.
But she's having fun. She's enjoying it. And you know what? I had we do have a sports what we call him? No. What guru or expert. Mm-hmm. So our expert is Christian John, better known as CJ,
our youngest son.
And everyone calls him to get their updates. Yeah. So I said, CJ, this is her theory. And he looked at her, he says, I can see how she has picked them based on what she said. He said, but her theory may be working.
Yes, she has a good team.
Her players are pretty good. She said, the guru said, although it's an unorthodox theory, she got some of the best players.
I love it.
I have
wonderful.
to her theory. I have to start picking by state and
color. She like orange.
Yeah.
So she picked orange.
Yeah, so she got a couple of guys with players on the team because they got orange in their uniform. I don't understand it. But hey, it's working for her. It's working for her right now. Let's say that. It's working for her right now.
Look, he losing, so hey.
Right. He might have to pull some of her demographics.
Yeah.
Just a few.
I might not go with the light skin guys, you know.
Right.
I'm not into the guy thing, but
he light skin, he cute.
Yeah.
Just the area. Do some the geography part might work for you.
I might pick by a number. I have a couple of favorite numbers.
There you go.
Well, you know, the cute guys.
But it's a lot of fun. We're having a great time. It's another level of communication with us where we're talking about, you know, something else to talk about during the day or at night or whatever, or not on Sunday because she ain't talking to me on Sunday.
But we just lay in the bed and I said, honey, what do you think about this player?
Yeah, she's just
football pillow talk.
Yeah.
Football pillow talk.
You know, hey.
But it's a lot of fun, and we're having a great time with the league. And I'm glad that the women are all at the top of the league. They're at the top of the leaderboard. So
that's nice.
It's going out really well for them.
All right.
That's awesome.
And cheers to the ladies in the FEM Talk Football League.
Cheers,
ladies.
FEM Talk Nation.
Cousin, keep picking.
Way to go. I was going to say, way to go, cousin.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay.
Wow.
So we're going to take a quick break at this point, and then we'll come back so that we could discuss our topic, women in sport.
Yes.
Woo! Welcome back, everyone. So we're going to talk about our topic today. We're going to move from fantasy football, FEM Talk Nation, and we're going to go right into women in sports.
Yes.
So one of the things I truly love is watching these women of all colors, shapes, and sizes just killing in regards to sports. I've come into a new love of sports, especially with my kids. As you see, we are quite the not just football, but the sports family. So we watch baseball, football, basketball, tennis, soccer, all you name it, we watch it, and we go to a lot of those games. Just this weekend, we were at the WNBA semifinals. Had to put up my my towel. Yes, with the Liberty.
It's upside down. It's upside down.
Is it upside down? It sure is. The right side up. Here you go. And we had a great time at the game. Even though the Liberty lost, it was still a phenomenal game. We enjoyed it. And it was just interesting to watch all of these women that are just participating now. You get a lot more of the, and it's just not women at the game. A lot of men. We getting a lot. I mean, at the game on Sunday, you saw some of the stars that were there, They showed them all over the place. And the week before, they had a lot of stars there. If you watch, you had Carmelo Anthony, you have Steph Curry. They go to the games on the West Coast. So there's a lot of interest in the WNBA, but there's a lot of interest in women's sports. But one of the things I want to ask you guys is, do you go to any kind of sporting events, women, different games for women, anything like that? Do you watch anything on TV? Where are you when it comes to women in sports and just participating? Just asking a question.
I think I've only been to a WNBA game, but I can't say that I watch it from home. I'll find that I'm looking at other things.
Right.
I will watch women play tennis. I don't know why. I just love it.
Yeah.
I want to say that's probably it. Now, if I hear that there's a woman playing some kind of flag football, or maybe playing on one of the high school girls that get on one of the teams, I'll probably try to tune in or Google that just to see, how it's going.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Tracy?
I'm going to say, for me too, I've been to the U.S. Open in New York. So, I've watched the women play there. I haven't gone to any WNBA games, even though I love basketball. And to me, the women play more technical basketball than the men do. They're a little sharper in how they do things on the WNBA. So I have watched the games, but I haven't actually gone to one live.
Right.
But I'm like Shima too. So my son plays sports, right? And he played a few things. When it came to flag football, they allowed the girls to integrate with the boys. And to see those young girls out there, like playing, some of them harder than the boys. Yes, they were so good. And I remember one who's on my son's team. Her name was Lauren. She had a twin, but she was a bad mamma jamma. I'm dating myself by saying that. This young lady, she was
a little.
Yeah, exactly. She was so good, though. She was fast. She was sharp. She could anticipate where people were moving. She was good on defense. She was just really good. So I love to see the kids play, and I love when they integrate the girls and the boys there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think for me, we talk now that Lamont and I, we have a sports family, so all of our kids are interested in sports. But I grew up watching sports. I'm a huge baseball fan. Love baseball, love the Yankees, know how to do stats and all that kind of good stuff, because I was obsessed with them. But I also love watching girls basketball. When I was in college, my roommate was one of the premier players on the team at Pace, and Pace for women was division, I think it was at Division 2. So I was at all of the games. I was almost like that mascot. They used to save a seat for me in the front. Okay, Melissa's coming. She got to sit there because, I'm loud. So I became, so that really got me interested in women's basketball from back in the day. And now to watch the game, kind of, it's transformed. It's something different now. But it's so much, and it really brings out, I love that the women, they let the women express themselves and stand up for their own rights and different things like that. And really just, living with Ashley, she did basketball. So that, again, got us into basketball while she was in high school. Nick did cheerleading. That got us into more sports. And I've always followed the Olympics.
Yes.
So I love the Olympics. I love watching gymnastics. I love, track and field. I love, soccer when it's in the Olympics. A couple of years ago, I went to see Megan Rapinoe in the stadium. I think it's Red Bull Stadium in Newark. So all those things are stuff I love to do. So one of the things that I think is so important is that we do support it, because one of the things we have learned is that the equity between men and women's sports is just totally, gone. And this year, the soccer league, the International Soccer League, finally, I think it was last year, they actually settled on it, but they finally settled and began to pay the women the same amount of paying the men. And strangely enough, the women were bringing in more money than the men. And the women's team, the soccer team, was much more famous than the men's team. in the United States, but they were giving the men a whole
Right.
different level of money. So that fight that those women have really forged for the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years, really opened the door for equity in sport and paying the women the same amount of money. So, and that's huge. That's huge, you know, for women. So,
can we talk about a little bit about that too, like the disparity between, you know, women and men's sports? Because I was just I was reading something here, and we, of course, we know the pay, right? And I think they highlighted too the facilities some time ago, where, you know, the facilities are not comparable, like where they work out and everything.
Not even close,
right, to the men. So there's other things that they were talking about in terms of some of the disparity there, but they were talking about just their lack of access, right? Which is what some of the things you just mentioned. But then they also talked about like where they actually play in comparison to men. And this goes down to like even the young girls and their sports and having the right facilities in the right neighborhoods. Like, and they're saying that they have issues with transportation and going through different neighborhoods where the facilities are, where they can actually play, where they're allowed to play.
Right.
At the boys' games happening, I guess, at the finer, you know, more up-to-date facilities. So, you know, we got to break these disparities, right, between where the young women play versus where the young men play, right? Because then they start out, or their parents start to take them out, right? And we want to see women continue to move on and get to the professional level in whatever sport that they're in. But if they don't have it young, how can you expect them to stay interested, you know, and be supported in sports when they get older, you know, or want to continue when they get older?
Exactly.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that we see so much when you talk about the disparity, I've been to, and I'll use the WNBA, for example. I've been to a few of their games. Now, the New York Liberty, they play at Barclays Center, phenomenal arena and their facilities. However, we went to a game in Washington, D.C. for the, I think it's the Washington Mystics. And I didn't know where we were going. And when we finally got there, it was an abandoned former, I think it was a former school. And now they built up the arena, but it was maybe at the level of a high school arena. Would not even say it was a college arena, because the college arena is a much bigger, much more glamorous, so to speak. And as you talk to, you know, some of the people that work there, this is happening across a lot of the different stadiums they play at. So a lot of disparity, and it's unfair.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know the scheduling, but is the WNBA and the NBA concurrent? Do they run concurrent?
No,
they don't. So I don't understand why there's no sharing of those spaces. And if you think about the size and the amount of room in those coliseums and those arenas already, why wouldn't you build another facet onto it so it's for that? I mean, you know, I don't know. I was thinking, oh, well, I could see if they were running on the same nights or something like that. What's wrong with shared space, especially if
their seasons are different?
Right.
The seasons are totally different. And I think that's and part of the reason I did this interview on Sunday with one of the women that work for the WNBA, and I'm gonna let Nick play the video, because the county will. At the end of the day, this is all about money. So I think it will kind of explain what is needed for us to really come up to that next level. So if we can play that video. Hey, FEM Talk Nation. I'm here with Kiki. And she works for the WNBA. We're at the WNBA semifinals for the New York Liberty. Of course. And as you know, we're doing a segment on supporting women in sports. So Kiki, tell me why it's important to support women in sports.
I mean, at the end of the day, we all should be investing in women. We should be investing in women who play sports, who work in sports. sports, and I think it's just important to uplift those who are in this industry. I think it's especially important to uplift women who find ourselves sort of, down in the dumps and things of that nature. I think it's just important to invest in us and to make sure that we are doing the best that we can for these businesses. We are the revenue generators.
Yes, I love it. And I love your passion, Kiki. And also, we're here at the game, so and you see a lot of people out here, but you know what? We're looking for sellouts, okay?
Look, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people to get their butts in the seats. You can watch the games, you can support us in other ways, but get to the games. That's what the W needs.
Hey, thank you, Kiki, for taking the time to talk to Fem Talk Nation, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live.
All right.
Talk to you.
All right.
Thank you, Kiki. That was Kiki. She was there in the game, and I just loved her passion and just how she just represented the brand. And as you hear, it's about butts in the seats. It's about money. It's about revenue.
Absolutely.
And as much as we talk about it, we really have to represent. One of the things that happened at the U.S. Open with Coco Gauff, and you saw that she was the highest. That was the highest they have made at the U.S. Open. Her game, her match, everybody coming out to really watch her was some of the highest revenue they've generated. And it's important across sports for us to know that a woman can generate and produce that kind of money. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to give you just a little idea of what we're talking about. When we look at women in sports, I'll just go really quick with the two highest players. In the two highest paid women athletes of all time. Number one, Naomi Osaka, $53 million.
Nice.
Most of this is endorsement. Okay. Next after Naomi is Serena Williams at $35 million. Again, most of this through endorsement. After those two, the list goes quickly down. Okay. Mm-hmm. You have people like Simone Biles on there making $9 million. A couple.
And is she the third?
No, she's not the third. She's not even close.
I just wanted to understand the drop between the top two and the third.
And
right.
Yeah, who was the third?
Yeah.
I'll get that. I don't have that. Let me see. Wait, hold on a second. I may have that because I did. As a matter of fact, I do have it. So
the big difference between the first
number
two.
One was Serena. Well, Naomi, I told you at 52 and Serena at 35. Mm-hmm. Emma Raducanu, which I believe she's the golfer, is at 23 million. Then Elaine Gu was also a golfer at 23 million. Then Simone Biles at 9 million.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's a big drop in terms of what they make. The next one after Simone is another golfer at 4.7 million. Coco Gauff then is down a few more at 6 million. And then most of these women, then you have Megan Rapinoe, who's soccer, at 5.5 million. Most of the women on this list are golfers.
Yeah.
Most of the women are golfers and tennis. You have obviously Simone Biles is on there. She's gymnastics, but that's it. The highest paid WNBA player is not even existent on this list because they don't get paid. Yeah. They do not get paid a significant amount of money. I think the highest paid WNBA player is at $250,000.
Wow.
Yeah, $250,000. In contrast, the highest paid male athlete is still Michael Jordan at $3.3 billion. Then Tiger Woods at $2 billion. Arnold Palmer at $1.7 billion. Jack Nicklaus at 1.6, Cristiano Ronaldo, soccer player, 1.5, LeBron, 1.5, Lionel Messi, another soccer player, 1.4, Floyd Mayweather, 1.4 billion. These are billions.
Billions. You still at billions, and you
I'll just stop here. But the top 15 men are all $1 billion.
So you have to think about this too, right? Like, how can the women get the endorsements to be, and the products behind them, right? The endorsements and the products that go with it, right? Because we know that the Jordan brand, right, through Nike is what got to that 3-something billion that Michael Jordan is.
Exactly.
Right? It wasn't basketball, it was the Jordan brand. Right, that happened through Nike. So and then we know LeBron also comes through Nike with his line of sneakers and other endorsements that he has. So how can we get the women to that same level to get these companies behind them to get the endorsements that they deserve, because they're out there doing the hard work on the court, on whatever court or field that they're on.
Right, it's attention. I mean, these guys got this. They got this money because so many people watch them. They come out to these things. They see what they're drawing on TV. Yeah. They see what they're drawing in the stadium, and that's why if you heard what in the interview that I did, she said we got to get in the seats. They shut down half of the stadium for the women's games because we don't fill the stadiums for their games. You know what I'm saying? We don't. On soccer. Soccer's a little different. They're selling out, but you saw soccer wasn't it? Megan Rapinoe, one of the not even Mia Hamm is on that, on that list at the top. Megan Rapinoe's on there, and she's the closest to. She's the only soccer player in that top 10, and they were selling out stadiums. So again, disparity, but it is all about can you pay this off? One of the things I am seeing a lot now, like for example, Billie Jean King. As you know, one of the most influential women in sports, she fought for that prize that Coco got this year. She fought for that. She made sure that they came out and rep. One of the other things I've been watching, I started watching with her, was golfing. Golfing, women were not playing at the same golf courses that the men were. They for the first time got to play this year in 2 of the most renowned golf courses ever. The women were crying. That's how, ever. This is 2023. And this was the first time they ever got to play at these courses and had the largest purse. And purses things over $1 million. The first time.
Yeah. And it just makes you wonder too, where are the representatives, right? Where are the agents bold enough, to kind of take the women's sports by storm, to get the women what they deserve, right? Because they're the ones who are out there negotiating. It's not the player themselves, it's the agents, right? Yeah. So where are those agents who, want to take this on and say, you know what, they deserve just as much as the men because they're working just as hard.
It's a little bit more, it's more than the agents. It's notoriety. Notoriety. You have to get in front. They have to. This is the first time that the WNBA Finals was on a major network at a major time. Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? So it's exposure. It's being able to be seen at the times that people are watching. At those times that are usually coveted times for men's sports. You know what I'm saying? So those are the barriers that need to be broken.
Yeah, but I still say, where are those people then, right? Because it takes teams to do that. It's the agents, it's the PR people, it's like people need to back them. The people that are doing this for the male sports, right, need to do the same for the women, because that's how you start to get the people to be interested. How do we put them in the limelight? How do we make sure they're on prime time? How do we make sure the stadiums are full? Like, that's what they should be doing, right? To help the efforts to get them there.
Absolutely. And I think it starts, like Shima mentioned, it starts in school. I think the more we appreciate and really pour the right kind of money into girls in these sports, we'll see those kind of returns. There's certain pockets in the country that are known to promote women in sports, like Connecticut. Connecticut is always, popular with women's sports, you know what I'm saying? And how they support their basketball team. So there's pockets, New York and stuff like that. But a lot of around the country, you don't get the same support.
Mm-hmm.
So to your point, Tracy, I think it's how we then promote it, how we then push it, and really how we now allow these women to now be who they are in the sport. I think another thing people are looking for is a level of women being women. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of the you know what I'm saying? Like looking
They're
for
confusing it with you don't want them to confuse it with how, like Tracy said, the women are more technical, the men are more physical on the court. You don't want them to compare the women to the physicalities that men have in the sport,
right?
Because then it kind of outs them, it puts them out, it makes them outliers again. So you got to pinpoint those things that make them stand out, and like you said, support them.
Right. So I'm gonna play a little game with y'all real quick. So I mentioned one already. Who do you believe are the women who really changed the makeup of sports? If you had to go, who are some of the most influential women in sports? Who would you pick?
I'm sure
Venus and Serena, definitely.
Right. I'm sure
definitely.
The sisters, both of them, right?
Well,
yeah,
actually,
I said both. Yeah,
you have Serena. Serena is number 2.
Okay.
I already said number 1. Who was number 1?
Coco.
Coco.
No. No.
Oh,
Tennis.
Billie Jean King.
Billie Jean.
Yeah.
Who's Billie Jean King?
We talking about tennis. Billie Jean King. She's number 1. And it goes back to when she went against oh gosh, his name just went out of my head. When she played it was the Battle of the Sexes. That game.
What's his name?
I know.
Yes,
and you just said something key right there. Maybe more of that needs to happen too, like the Battle of the Sexes, right?
Yes.
To get more
I'll
people
show you
engaged.
Almost.
Yeah, I'll show you better. I can show you better. I can tell you.
That's
I think, and I think
unfortunately,
and that's why
Bobby,
you see like the
Bobby Riggs.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Bobby Riggs. Thank you. Good one. But Billie Jean King, Serena Williams, yes. And the only reason why they don't mention Venus is because of the amount of winning Serena did more consecutively. So she hit the pinnacle. Right. But I think we all would say both sisters because Venus opened the door and Serena just knocked it down. But name some other women that have been really opened the door in women's sports. And like think of other sports.
Well, Simone Biles, you said her.
Yep, absolutely.
I know. But even, I'd have to go back even older with gymnastics to like
David, that's it.
Oh no.
No, that's it. She's one. Yep.
Yeah.
Which one?
You talking about Steffi? You talking about the lady with the red hair? The short lady with the bowl cut?
With the bowl cut, yeah. That's what I was thinking about too. And I was like, what's her name?
What is her name? You can't forget her because she continued to perform with the broken ankle. Yes.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know who you're talking about. That's not who I'm talking about.
I gotta go.
Oh, okay.
She's on the list, but you remember this name? I say Nadia Comaneci. You remember that?
Yes.
Oh, you remember? I mean, she really was the first woman that really kind of did the routines, got the perfect 10. She was the perfect 10 girl, if you remember. She was able to achieve that perfect 10. So she was, she's considered one of the trailblazers in gymnastics. Yes. But what about racing, car racing?
I don't know.
That's a big old hint. Danica Patrick, remember her? I mean, she's still around.
Oh, yeah.
She's one of the main racers.
Yeah.
The other people they mentioned, Rhonda Rosie at that Rosie, I don't know if I'm saying her last name right, but she's a fighter. Huh?
She's a fighter. MMA fighter. Yeah.
Oh,
not boxing. She's the MMA. Yeah.
That's worse.
But I was looking this up.
Who?
Oh yeah.
Florence Griffith Joyner. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And what about the volleyball? Gabby.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, because I don't think I even paid attention to outside high school volleyball to professional volleyball until she played.
Yeah.
She played. But I think those are some, like when you name that sport, they didn't have volleyball, but to your point, you remember certain players that really kind of opened. Gabby Reese, thank you. We have such a good producer.
Yes.
Yes.
Gabby Reese.
I was looking at the gymnasts, right? And they had Shannon Miller, Simone Biles, Allie Ryson, Nastasia Lukin, Mary Lou Retton.
Mary Lou Retton. Yes.
Dominique Dawes.
Yes.
And Sean Johnson.
Yes. Okay. Dominique Dawes was the first. She was the first Black African American woman to win up at the Olympics. So again, one of those.
Here we have Christy. Thank you, Christy, for this. Melissa Vargas, Cuban. She just got Most Valuable Player award. And then Turkish women's volleyball team are the current world champions. So that's amazing. Yeah,
that's amazing. And those are the things that we just need to support. Lindsey Vonn with skiing, you know, I mean, I don't think I watched it and then saw Lindsey Vonn. I'm watching this thing, you know, that's why I love the Olympics. You see things you just never see before, and you begin to watch it. And I think this is where women really have opened up the door. And then obviously Wilma Rudolph back in the day, again, Olympics, again, running. But you think of that now, and you think of the young lady. My head is just gone today. But the young lady that just broke the 10.
What is happening today with?
I know this is we need.
It's not Shanice.
Ginkgo. Sherry, right? Sherry. I think it's Sherry, right? Racer.
We're having a moment.
I know.
Stacey, we need some ginkgo.
Google.
But I will say, it's those, you know, Wilma Rudolph, even Simone Biles, and I say even Simone Biles, you can't even beat her anymore. But I think what she did at the last Olympics was even more significant than what she didn't do. There it goes. Sherry Richardson. Sorry, Sherry. But she's another one.
Sherry. Shikari.
Shikari. I call the Sherry. Shikari.
We're sorry.
Lisa Leslie. Now that's one name I don't hear. And she was great. Lisa Leslie.
Yeah.
She was humble, very humble. But very good player.
But she came at the beginning of the league. And that's another thing. You know, these are the trailblazers that you don't hear about them anymore. Lisa Leslie, obviously, she's always at the Lisa Leslie does always make an appearance. She's always part of the NBA All-Star weekend. I think she even signed as a judge for the slam dunk contest. So she is around still, but I don't think she got the Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah, another one who was there at the beginning. Yep.
Dominique Dawes. You mentioned that. And these are women that kind of, you know, really set the stage. But I was saying with Simone Biles, I think what she did at the last Olympics was even more significant. Where she really put herself at the forefront of that.
That's right.
Meaning that regardless of how good we are, at the end of the day, if our mental health isn't straight, we're just not going to produce. And she really opened up a door for sports, period. Once she did that stigma that then, you know, so many players started to follow in her footsteps and now became, you know, even Naomi Osaka, she said, you know, says, I need a break. And she took a break, had a baby. Now she's looking to get back. She says, I'm a different woman now. And she's grateful now for being able to walk away from the sport to get, you know, gather what she needed to do for her own personal health. And I think it's more and more those players that do that. You know, they have some NBA players that did that last year that decided I'm going to play. My mental health isn't good right now. And I think players need to be able to do that. So again, they you know, these women have really opened up doors for many things to happen. And I just think, you know, we just continue to support them and applaud their effort.
And when you look at them when they come back, they are their mindsets are so focused and they're so driven. They're ready. Like they knew, it's great that they found out that I wasn't ready. I'm not ready, but now I am. Now give me the room.
That's right.
And the leeway to just really do it.
We have something else that we want to show everybody from Dr. Melissa Simmons' weekend at the WNBA game. So we got
one.
Yes, so we just got to say thank you to those beautiful women that were there for supporting FEM Talk.
Yes, supporting FEM Talk. They are, and talk about women that support women in sport. And they showed up, they showed out, they gave us a shout out, and I'm just so grateful for them doing that. And I think that's what that's what it's about. So I'm gonna challenge you ladies to go out next couple of I'll give you a couple months. Some things aren't done, but I'm gonna challenge you to get out to one of those stadiums, support some players. I remember Ashley me a couple of telling me last year, didn't know. I didn't even know. She says, "Mom, you're the one that gave that opened the door for my love for tennis." And I took her to I remember once we got some tickets go to a tennis event. I think Serena and Venus was there. I could not remember. They were young, when we went, and she fell in love with the game. And Ashley was she was in the building watching Coco Gauff win the championship. She watched the whole thing. So for her, it was a full circle moment that she was able to be at such a significant event for women. So kudos.
Very nice. Looks like we lost. But everybody, we love you all. We thank you. And like Dr. Melissa Simmons said, go out there and support the women in sports. Whatever your sport is, soccer, basketball, tennis, gymnastics, whatever that is, go out and support the ladies of the sport so that we can get the ladies the recognition that they deserve. Absolutely. We thank you. This has been another week of FEM Talk. We ask that you join us next week right here on FEM Talk at 8:30 p.m. right here on Facebook or YouTube. Don't forget about our YouTube channel as well, or you can find us on E360 TV. And we will be coming back to you next week with the Real of Reality TV. And we got some special guests coming up for you then. Take care.